First tonight on News 3 at 10, an area city considering some drastic measures to help cut down on an overwhelming mosquito population.
Also, President Trump calling off a planned visit tomorrow by the Super Bowl champions. We'll have the reason behind that decision coming up.
And later, incredible video. This is out of Colorado. An off-duty FBI agent accidentally shoots someone at a nightclub. How it happened? Just ahead at 10.
This is News 3 at 10.
But first, we have breaking news tonight out of Rock County. Dispatch says multiple crews are responding to a commercial structure fire right now. Rock County dispatchers say it's on South Walters Road at a commercial gas distributor. This is a developing story, and we don't know how bad the fire is right now, but we do have a crew on the way to the scene. So stay with us on air and online at channel3000.com for the very latest. We have brought you stories here on News 3 about the mosquitoes this year and just how bad they are.
In Portage, some people are so tired of it, they're asking local officials to resurrect an old program to spray the entire city. Our Amy Reed joins us now from the News Center to tell us what it would take for the city to agree here. Amy?
The public works director in Portage tells me his phone just keeps on ringing. People want him to find a way to spray the town for mosquitoes, something they haven't done citywide since 2008. Now, this is possible, but it's not something everyone wants. Don't be fooled by the pretty sounds. This story plays out kind of like a horror movie.
2 women and 2 kids were walking across the water of the levee to get on the other side. And as they were walking, I noticed there's mosquitoes were following them. And I said, look out behind you.
This year, it's that bad.
They've been really bad. Like, I've been outside maybe a few times this summer, and I've gotten, like, so many bites. Like, it's crazy.
Even worse than most.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
A late snow and a lot of rain.
It has to do with, like, the humidity. Like, it's insane.
May make them bigger.
They're big this year, and people are getting chewed up terribly.
And possibly even buggier than before.
In the past, we've sprayed for mosquitoes. In 2008, we stopped spraying for mosquitoes, so people are asking for us to spray for mosquitoes again.
The city said it's something they could do. On Thursday, the Municipal Services Committee is going to look at just that. They'll have to move some money around from under-budget projects to try and put together about $20,000 for the undertaking. They also need some support from the public. Something Sheila Shaw doesn't think she can give. The real horror to her comes with a spray.
It can't be a good thing. If you're killing mosquitoes, it's doing something to our system. You know, we're breathing it, we're touching it. That's scary.
Those kind of concerns are what stopped the city from spraying 10 years ago, and it could stop them again. So until something is decided at the city, they recommend you take spraying matters into your own hands.
Wear mosquito spray as much as we can, because you never know.
This city will be going over this decision on Thursday at 5:30 at Portage City Hall. That's when they'll be looking over the budget to see if they can make it work. They told me they could come to a solution there, but at most, they said it'll take a month.
All right, Amy, thank you. We know the weather, of course, plays a major role in the mosquito season.
Let's see what we can expect for the rest of tonight. Here's meteorologist Gary Canalti with your first alert forecast. Hi, Gary.
All right, well, a wet spring and then warm weather as we headed into the latter part of May and early part of June. A great breeding ground for mosquitoes. And there are some showers and a few thunderstorms out there tonight. They've developed over the last few hours across northern and central Wisconsin and now are pushing into the southern part of the state. There is a little bit of lightning associated with them. For the most part, they're just plain rain showers. High temperatures today, though, generally around 80 or above from Madison westward. To the east of Madison, temperatures in the upper 70s, although Milwaukee did hit 81. No lake breeze today. Current temperatures are still in the upper 60s to the middle 70s. Right now, 74 degrees in Madison, 75 in Milwaukee. By tomorrow morning, temperatures will be down to around 58 degrees. Look for skies to turn partly sunny tomorrow. High temperatures will be a little cooler in the lower 70s. That's your first alert forecast.
Gary, thank you. The special counsel's office has accused Paul Manafort, the president's former campaign manager, of attempting to shape witness testimony.
According to a filing in the D.C. District Court tonight, they are also asking to send him to jail as he awaits his trial. Manafort is currently out on house arrest on a $10 million unsecured bail, and is awaiting a trial in Virginia scheduled for late July and a trial in D.C. scheduled to begin in September. He has pleaded not guilty to charges related to his failure to disclose his lobbying work for a foreign government. President Trump has uninvited the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles to the White House. They were planning to make that trip tomorrow. It was canceled after nearly all the players and coaches said they would boycott the event due to the controversy over standing for the national anthem at NFL games. Fewer than 10 players plan to attend. Last month, it was announced a new NFL policy gives players the option of remaining in the locker room during the playing of the anthem if they do not wish to stand.
The Supreme Court has ruled in favor of a Colorado baker who refused to make a cake for a same-sex wedding. The court said Jack Phillips' religious rights were violated when a Colorado Civil Rights Commission ruled against him because he refused to bake a cake for a same-sex wedding. However, today's ruling did reaffirm protections for LGBTQ rights and left open the possibility that future cases involving refusal of service could be decided differently. Former President George H.W. Bush has been discharged from a Maine hospital after being admitted due to low blood pressure about a week ago. His spokesman says he's in good spirits. Mr. Bush was previously admitted to a Houston hospital back in April after contracting an infection that spread to his blood the day after a funeral was held for his wife, Barbara. He was discharged from that hospital on May 4th.
Democratic candidates for governor and the director of the Marquette Law School poll are criticizing a decision by the state's Broadcasters Association involving a debate next month. 10 candidates have filed to run as Democrats for governor. So far, the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association has been the only organization to announce a televised hour-long debate for the primary. And today, the WBA announced their criteria, saying only the top 4 candidates in a yet-to-be-taken Marquette Law School poll would be admitted. In a statement, the president and CEO of the WBA said, quote, "In order to have a lively exchange of ideas between candidates in the time allowed, we can only accommodate 4 candidates," saying that will give the candidates only 10 minutes apiece with time for questions. The state Democratic Party responded tonight, saying they hope the WBA will reconsider its decision to drastically narrow the field. Quote, "It is possible the criteria could actually exclude the August 14th primary winner."
A volunteer tutor at Wright Middle School in Madison faces a child sexual assault charge. District officials say students notified staff members back in March saying they were uncomfortable with the behavior of the 19-year-old tutor Eli Malik Medina Lopez. Police investigated and filed charges on Friday. According to court documents, most of the reported inappropriate actions happened on Snapchat. Medina Lopez is accused of sending nude photos to 4 preteen girls. District officials say he only volunteered at Wright Middle School for this school year. Medina Lopez due back in court June 21st for an initial hearing. A Sun Prairie teenager is in custody tonight after bringing a handgun to school today. According to a release, the 17-year-old ran away after a school resource officer tried to make contact with him. He ran off school grounds but was later arrested by Sun Prairie police, who they say found the gun. They say as of now there is no indication the student made any threats to any staff or other students.
A former Johnsonville sausage employee is facing federal charges. He's being accused of putting foreign objects in the food while he worked at the Sheboygan Falls company. Jonathan Tillman Lane of Kiel is facing 2 charges of tampering. Prosecutors say he placed a wire connector in a sausage on the processing line and during another occasion put a cigarette paper in another sausage. Johnsonville says none of the tampered products left its production facilities. A truck driver from Janesville faces charges in Illinois tonight. 53-year-old Kevin Casey is accused of using a slingshot to fire metal objects at passing vehicles while he was driving his truck. He was in court on the charges today and arrested on Friday. Bond was set at $2 million over the weekend. Illinois State Police say they are investigating 45 cases that Casey may be involved in. However, he is currently only charged in 4. 2 people were injured by shattered glass in these incidents, including a toddler.
Some incredible video tonight. Police in Denver are now investigating an apparent accidental shooting involving an off-duty FBI agent. This happened Friday night. Law enforcement say the off-duty agent was dancing, and when he did that backflip you just saw, his weapon fell out of his holster. When he picked it up, it went off, hitting another man in the leg. That injury not life-threatening. It is unclear if the FBI agent had been drinking. Charges will be determined by the Denver District Attorney's Office. 3 recently graduated Clinton High School students are facing potential felony charges after a senior prank.
They gave students brownies laced with a male enhancement medication. Village of Clinton police say on the last day of school last Wednesday, 5 students ate brownies laced with an over-the-counter supplement called Zerexin. 2 of those students were hospitalized, feeling sick and jittery and complaining that their hearts were racing. The police chief says the Rock County District Attorney will personally review the case to decide whether to press charges, which could be felonies. A local school district is updating its graduation policy after a controversial ceremony this weekend. Stoughton High School is accused of excluding several students with special needs from part of the graduation ceremony. The district says it didn't list the names because it didn't want to disqualify the students from being eligible to take part in an 18 to 21-year-old program for students with disabilities. Students are eligible as long as they don't receive a diploma, but after talking with the Department of Public Instruction, the district says listing the names is not a problem.
For these kids to attain this, it's so much more challenging than most people would realize. And she did it. So there's no reason her name shouldn't have been on that list.
The district is now reprinting the programs with all of the names listed.
Fire crews believe someone intentionally burned down a little free library this weekend. A passerby called police yesterday morning. They found the free little library on Carpenter Street burned to the ground. Police say the fire was deemed suspicious. It is being investigated as arson. Still to come at 10, an unusual accident today serving as a reminder this construction season.
Plus, a diehard football fan files a lawsuit against the Chicago Bears. Find out why he's suing next at 10.
Welcome back. A diehard fan who is both a Packers and Bears season ticket holder is taking the Bears to federal court. Russell Beckman says the Bears banned him from wearing Packers gear on the field during the pregame at Soldier Field. He claims since the Chicago Park District owns Soldier Field and rents it to the Bears, it equates to a government entity stifling free speech.
But I really believe that this is a First Amendment issue. I could be persuaded to proceed with my case even if the Bears did offer that settlement.
An attorney not involved with the case says Beckman will need to prove the Park District signed off on the Bears' decision in order to win this lawsuit. Beckman also believes the decision could impact the NFL's ability to regulate player protests like kneeling in publicly owned stadiums.
In southeastern Wisconsin, fire crews had to rescue a driver after they ignored work zone signs and drove into a hole. The Greendale Fire Department posted these photos today, and they say the red crossover went past flagmen and barricades in a construction zone, nosediving into a rectangular hole in the road. The fire department said the driver didn't even appear to have serious injuries, if any at all. It serves as a reminder to be vigilant during construction season. Starbucks is seeing movement in its top management. Executive Chairman Howard Schultz is stepping down in June. Rumors are swirling he may consider running for president. In an interview with the New York Times, Schultz cited his concern for the country as reason for his potential candidacy. He has been with Starbucks since 1982 and served 2 stints as CEO.
City of Janesville getting some help from the state to finance a new downtown hotel. The Cobblestone Inn and Suites is being built along the Rock River on Milwaukee Street. According to a release, the $250,000 grant will help construct the 530-room, 4-story hotel, which will include an indoor pool, exercise facility, and a restaurant. Construction has started. The hotel is expected to open in February of next year.
Nearly a dozen baby ducks got out of a tight jam, rescued from a storm drain by a Beloit firefighter. The fire department shared these photos today of firefighter DeCarlos Nora rescuing the 11 ducks last Friday. According to the department's Facebook page, the ducklings were reunited with their mama.
Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joining us now as we get a nice, pleasant, beautifully sunny start to the work week, Gary.
Yeah, we got some sunshine coming back tomorrow, some showers and a few thunderstorms tonight. And I did have to add a chance of rain in on Wednesday afternoon. Some of the latest computer models are kind of hinting at that. But right now we're seeing some showers, just a few flashes of lightning in there, moving mainly north through the northeastern portion of our viewing area, north and east of Dane County. But if we widen out the radar view, you can see there are some showers and even a few thunderstorms that extend back into parts of Minnesota. So as this area slides southeastward overnight, can't rule out an isolated thunderstorm in any given spot. Most people will just get light amounts of rain, and some people may not see any rain at all. Tomorrow, some severe weather may develop over parts of North Dakota and Minnesota, and by Wednesday, the Storm Prediction Center does have a marginal risk of severe weather into the western parts of our viewing area, with hail and gusty winds being the main threats. I think it's more likely to happen Wednesday evening, but some of the latest computer models are also showing a threat for thunderstorms now beginning mid to late afternoon, so I did add that back into the forecast. Temperatures, though, will continue their rising trend. 72 tomorrow and 75 on Wednesday, but then we're back to the low 80s. That continues through the weekend, and temperatures will be even warmer after that. The 8 to 14-day temperature outlook from June 12th through the 18th calling for above normal temperatures, the highest probabilities from here to the south and west. Above normal precipitation expected, but only about a 35 to 40% chance of that, and that's mainly as summertime thunderstorms develop right around the periphery of that heat area, which will be centered just out to our west. Time-lapse from the WISC Skycam showing clear skies this morning into early this afternoon, then a few fair weather cumulus clouds popping up, and then the forerunners of those showers started to come in close to sunset. Live view from the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison. Skies are partly cloudy. Rain hasn't hit Madison yet, but the almanac for today shows our high temperature did top out at 80 after starting out at 50, and right now we're sitting at pleasant 74 degrees. Winds out of the west-southwest at 6 miles per hour. Dew point temperature still in the low 50s, so the air not terribly humid. Relative humidity at 45%. High temperatures today, upper 70s to the lower 80s. La Crosse did make it up to 87 degrees. Up to the north, only 68 Marquette, Michigan, and then the lake breeze really kicked in, and temperatures dropped off into the 50s during the afternoon hours. Right now, down to 44 in Marquette, 58 in Superior, but generally 60s over northeastern Wisconsin and low to mid 70s over the southern portion of the state. It's actually a cold front that's dropping southeastward, generating those showers and a few thunderstorms. But notice the wide area of southwesterly winds aloft from the Pacific Ocean all the way into the United States. That means our temperatures will start warming up, especially from the latter part of this week into next week, which is very brief shots of cooler air. One is behind this cold front that'll drop through tonight. Again, temperatures much chillier up near the Great Lakes, but we will see slightly cooler temperatures for tomorrow. Our forecast for the overnight hours, partly cloudy skies, a chance of shower or a thunderstorm, low temperature dropping to 57. Tomorrow, partly sunny, just a little cooler than today with a high temperature of 72. Winds will shift to the northeast. You can see that shower and thunderstorm chance coming coming through tonight. Then skies turn partly cloudy for tomorrow. Temperatures drop into the upper 50s overnight. Northeasterly winds tomorrow, high temperatures, lower 70s. Tomorrow night, generally clear, low temperatures around 50. But watch what happens in the afternoon. The very latest computer models showing some scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for Wednesday afternoon. High temperatures will be in the mid-70s to upper 70s across southern Wisconsin. 7 to 10-day forecast calls for those temperatures to be around 80 for the rest of the week. Shower and thunderstorm chances are in the forecast just about every day into Saturday, but most of the time will be rain-free, about a 20 to 30% chance at any given time. And then the warmer weather really arrives toward the end of next week, mid to upper 80s with some thunderstorm chances there as well.
Oh, leading up to Father's Day there. Okay.
Got to cool it down before then, right?
All right. Thank you.
Sure.
Aaron Rodgers says don't believe everything you've heard about his contract negotiations. That story just ahead. Stay with us for sports.
Steve Stricker will play in the U.S. Open at Shinnecock Hills next week. Stricker shot 10 under in the 36-hole qualifier in Memphis today to finish second in Memphis and make the field for the U.S. Open in New York starting a week from Thursday. Long drive dominator Bucky welcomes everyone to the WIA State Boys Golf Championships at University Ridge. Verona area's boys at state for the first time. Their number 2 player, Austin Gabby, rolls this putt in and his way to 78. He and Garrett Kagi both shoot 78 to lead the Cats today. Middleton in contention, the Division I race. Here's a nice shot by the Cardinals' Carson Frisch on the 14th hole. Middleton has 4 players in the top 50. They're 7 shots out of first in the team competition. The Division I leaders, Marquette University, 11 over. Fond du Lac is second. Pre-tournament favorite Arrowhead tied for third. Janesville, Parker, and Verona area both tied for 11th in the team race. Arrowhead's Pearson Hunt, the individual leader, 3 under par. In Division II, Lakeside Lutheran's Lucas Heckman qualified as an individual, and he leads the individual race in Division II so far. 4 under 68 for Heckman. He's the leader by 2 over Edgewood's Rory Gearhart in Division II. Now, most everyone figures defending champion Edgewood will get 2 in a row this year. Their number 4 player, Matthew Phelan's been playing really well. He's tied for 8th with a 78. In fact, Edgewood has a 23-shot lead in the team race after the first round. In Division III, St. Mary Springs a comfortable lead over Abundant Life Madison Country Day. New Glarus 6th. Matt Hawk is tied for 3rd individually after a first round 78. In Green Bay, there were reports Aaron Rodgers wanted to have some outs in his new contract that is expected to be finalized soon. Today, Rodgers says those reports aren't necessarily the way it is.
We're heading into the summer. There's not much to talk about unless somebody gets arrested or injured in the off season or something happens on the 4th of July or, you know, that's usually the stories you get from now until training camp. So, you know, I don't have anything to report at this point, but I'm sure there'll be some unnamed sources close to me that have some sort of scoop along the way.
The Packers won't be prevented from playing in charity softball tournaments in the future, even though Clay Matthews had his nose broken by a line drive Saturday. Matthews expected to have surgery later this week. Mike McCarthy's reaction?
I think he needs to work on his offhand, you know, mid-side, you know, on the release of the ball. So that's what the tape showed me. But it's a charity game, but, you know, most importantly, you know, we don't have any long-term concerns. It's unfortunate, but it's for a great cause. Just glad he's okay.
Brewers have the night off. They'll open a series in Cleveland tomorrow night. They picked California high school shortstop Bryce Turang with their first-round selection in the draft tonight. In Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals in Washington, T.J. Oshie scores a pretty goal. One of 3 Caps goals in the first period. Final score, Washington 6, Vegas 2. The Capitals lead the series 3-1. We'll be right back.
Gary's back with the final check.
A couple of showers and thunderstorms out there right now, mainly in the northern and eastern parts of our viewing area. Otherwise, look for a high of 72 tomorrow. I did have to add a thunderstorm chance into the forecast for Wednesday afternoon. Better chances for showers and thunderstorms Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with high temperatures in the lower 80s, but not a particularly high chance on any one of those days. Sunday and Monday should be dry, and then temperatures even warmer toward the end of next week.
All right, Gary, thanks. And thanks for joining us at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.